Hey guys, today we're doing a little something different. Um, this is Let's Play Minesweeper. I know, it's lame, but it's a very interesting game. I mean, it's lots of little tricks that you may not even know could be done in this game. And it is my belief that most people that own or have used a Windows computer has either seen or played or know about this game, because it's on every Windows computer. If you have a Windows computer, go to, let's see, hold on a second. So when you go into the start menu, it really depends what version of Windows you're using. And I'm not just going to tell you, oh, click here, because that's the recent program uses. I'm not going to be a jerk like that. In the older versions of Windows, you just go into accessories, and you'll find it under accessories somewhere. It might be like a game tab, I don't really remember. But for this one, you just go into games, because this is a later version of Windows, and you go under games and it'll be there somewhere. A lot of these you actually have to buy online, which is kind of stupid. What's that? It's Virtual Villagers, the Secret City. Huh. Polar Pool, totally radical, man. Okay. Oh yeah, you did see those two. I was thinking, oh, maybe you didn't see. Okay, so that's that. So the first thing you do when you start any Minesweeper game at all is you click on any square. First, I should explain how it's played. The objective is to click on every space that's not a mine. And once you've done that, you win. But how you start the game is you click on any space. And don't worry, you'll never click on a mine. Ever. The game developers designed it that way. I believe it randomizes and creates the stage right when you click, but I'm not really sure how it's programmed. But trust me, you never click on a mine. So once you do that, here's where I teach you trick 1. Well, before I teach you trick 1, I should explain what the numbers do. So, as you can tell, I took a screen cap and now I'm in the paint program so I can show you better, so I can demonstrate better what the numbers do. So for now, we're gonna, well, let's make this a little thicker, really thick. Focus on the 9 squares inside this big red box. So we're gonna put just a kind of a number sign in here. Whatever the number says, in, you know, if it's a 1, let's just say it's a 1. You have a 1 right here. What it's saying is that in 8 spaces around it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, there is 1 mine. So it could be this space, it could be this space, it could be this space, this space, this space, this space, this space, or this space. It's one of those, and it's a mystery which one the bomb or the mine is in. If it's a 2, you know, there are 2. well, of course, each space can only hold one mine, but there are 2 squares with a mine in it. If it has a 3, there are 3 squares around it that have a mine in it, and so on and so forth. Okay, now we're back to Minesweeper. Before I get into trick 1, I should explain something that I haven't explained already. This number 10 means that there are 10 mines in the entire map. And this is a pretty big chunk of no mines, if I do say so myself. Which means you're going to have to be pretty careful. This is also a timer if you want to compete with yourself for better times. Okay, well, here's trick 1. Focus on this one and all the 8 squares around it. We know that these squares don't contain a mine because they're already clicked on, they're already revealed. And since this says 1, the only place that's hidden that there could possibly be a mine in is this space. Now, if you want to mark a spot that you know for sure, for absolute sure is a mine, you right click it and a flag appears. This is another such space. That's the mine. It's in corners. All the corners are places like this. Now this is trick 2. I guess this will be trick 2. Trick 2 is if you see a 1 that has a flag in its range, everything around that 1 other than the flag will be completely free to click, and there will be no mines around it. Now we've come up with a kind of a dilemma. So I wasn't ready for this to get this deep and complicated this early, but I guess it's gonna have to be. So we're gonna have to get into trick 3. There's a lot of tricks though. I've discovered all these myself though too. I guess first, well, to further elaborate on trick 1, just further elaborating. It's still trick 1, but it's you get the point. If there's a 2 or something, if there's a 2 and there's 2 mines around it, then the same applies. Every other space you click around it will be completely free of mines. 3, if there's a 3 here and there's 3 mines around it, every other space will be free to click around, up to the maximum number. Except if there's a 7, or except if there's 8, there's nothing to click. Obviously. Alright, so I guess this is gonna have to be trick 3, because we're kind of in a tough situation. When you see a 1 against a wall here, and another 1 against a wall here, this tells you something. This one tells you that there is either a mine in this space, or a mine in this space. We don't know which one it is, but we do know that there's a mine in one of these spaces. Now when you look at this one, it encompasses 3 squares, but you also know that only 1 mine is in its reach. So we know one of the mines is in here, and that tells us that this square is free. You can click on it because there's no mine there. The mines are in there. So you can click there. Now what else? That applies for this too, I think. So this that has a mine. We know the one mine's in there, right? So yeah. There's 3 there. I'm kind of getting stumped. This is a really unusual setup. You normally don't get this unlucky when you play. But I have to tell you now, there are circumstances where you're going to get in a position where I don't think there's really anything that can ensure definitely, like 100% that you're going to win. Like, sometimes it does come down to luck, I believe. Unless someone can prove me wrong, then that would be great. Post it in the comments. But this tells you that there's 1 in here. I may cut the video because this might take me a while to think of how I'm gonna do this, because it can get a little tricky. But it applies for this too. Trick 3, right? So we know it's one of those 2, and this one has 3, so we know this one's free. So this one has 3 spaces though that you can choose from, but we know there's 2 around it, so that's a tough one. Now we're gonna have to kind of get into the nitty gritty. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. You see this 2? That means there's gonna be 2 mines in one of these 3. So you do, process of elimination. These 2 can't be occupied by mines. That can't be the setup, because that would mean this 2 would be a 3. And that by default means that this has to be flagged as a mine, because if this isn't the setup, there's going to be a mine there no matter what. I'm actually kind of running out of tricks. This is kind of embarrassing. That's kind of like, setup 1, except you have to kind of trick 3, it's kind of like trick 3, except you have to think a little deeper by thinking about that. So I'll call that trick 4. Now beyond trick 4, I don't really have too many more tricks. This doesn't really happen too often. Okay, I'm gonna look at every possibility here. I have to cut the video because this video will be way too long if I don't do that. So I'll just cut to when I figure it out, or figure something out at least. Okay, I know exactly what to do now. As you could probably tell by now, I don't like to make any moves whatsoever unless I'm sure that it's proven beyond a doubt that, it'll work, and that it's proven, And I found something, actually, that you can do that will work no matter what, because it's proven to be right. And what it is if you look at this 2, no, look at this 2 first. This 2 has a mine right here. And it also has a mine in one of these places. This place or that place. Now when you go down to this 2, you know that the 2 mines are this mine and the mine that is in either one of these places. And that, now that you know that these 3 places are completely free. But sometimes you'll click on a space and it'll kind of clear stuff out for you. It's kind of nice, you know. I'm not sure why it does that, but I think when you click on a space without a number, it will clear out all the other spaces adjacent to it that also don't have a number. That's what I think it means. Now here's, trick 1 basically to do that. Trick 1 to do this. And, trick 2, I think, to do this. This is a more elaborate trick 2 to do this. This is more elaborate trick 1. If there are 2 spaces left and there are 2 mines there, there's 2 mines already, so we know this place is free. This is kind of elaborating. Yeah, everything I'm doing is really a deeper version of the tricks I've already taught you. Basically, trick 1 with the different tricks with different numbers. Yeah. So all these are, that one's false. I shouldn't commentate those. Yeah, so I've completed the stage now. Sometimes you'll get in a bind and you won't know what to do. You should stick around and see if you can figure something out. But if you can't, if you really can't, it may be possible that you really can't figure anything out for sure. So if you get to that point, just try guessing something. And then once you guess, if you don't click on a mine, you might open up an opportunity. You never know. So this concludes part 1. Next time I'll do the intermediate difficulty. This is the beginner, even though we had a little trouble on here. So it's embarrassing that it took that long. Well, see you next time then. Bye.